Okay, in this video today we are going to be going over the 9 tips to a successful no-buy year. The first one is to get clear on your why. So what's your motivation for doing this no-buy year or no-spend year? Mine specifically is to save up for a down payment for a house. And so that's something that anytime I'm tempted to buy something, I'm going to funnel it through if I, working through my motivation of I want to save money for this down payment. So does this go towards that or kind of against it? So just get clear with yourself. What is your why? Is your goal to live within your means? Are you trying to pay off debt? Do you want to save up for a big purchase like a car, or are you saving for retirement? Things like that might be on your motivation list. So the next is get an accountability buddy. So this is someone that you can turn to, that you can talk to, and you can tell them, I have an urge to buy this, help, or I want to buy this and it's tugging at my heartstrings. And this is someone that you can turn to that can hopefully offer and provide support for you. The next is, if you have not already, create and start tracking your spending on a budget. So for me, when I created my ideas for my no-buy year, I knew that I wanted to work with my basics on a needs basis. So in that category or on my budget, the items that I have are food, gas, rent, utilities, medical, car, tithing, fostering and adoption, and preparedness. So those all are on my budget. And then I decided that I will be tracking on that budget my expenses and the things that I purchase and marking them whether or not they followed the rules that I have set for my no-buy year. Next is check stock before buying new. And this is something that I learned from personally the past couple weeks. So before you go shopping, just check the things that you already have stockpiled. I specifically was creating my meal planning list and the things that I needed to buy at the grocery store. And I had 2 spices that I specifically don't use very frequently that I didn't think that I had. And so I purchased them at the store. And then when I came home and was putting them away, I found that I had both of those things in my drawer already. So just make sure to look. You might have extra stock of things like deodorant or toothpaste or toothbrushes and food items. So just make sure that you check what you have before buying new. And then another one with that is use up what you already have. So this might look like you shopping your pantry, your fridge, and your freezer before you go shopping. This week specifically, I had a bell pepper and a zucchini in my fridge that I knew I needed to use up. And so I specifically planned some recipes that had those ingredients. The next is sell, donate, or give your extra. So as you go through your house and as you're using up the things that you already have, as you're checking before you go out and shop, you might find that there's things that you don't need or you don't use anymore. So sell those things on Facebook Marketplace. You can donate them locally. You can even join a Buying Nothing group, maybe on Facebook, and post those things that others might use. Or you could even reach out to your family and friends and see if there's something that you have that they are looking for or need. An example of this that was shared with me this week is one of my family members wanted to have an experience and do something together, and they hadn't planned any money or set aside money for that, and so they decided to sell an item to be able to pay for that experience. So selling things like that can help you to reach some of your other goals. The next one is limit exposure, especially to things that are on your abstain list. So those are usually your things that are really cute, or they're your impulse buys or your wants. And so limit exposure to places like Facebook Marketplace or Target. And if books are on your abstain list, maybe stay away from bookstores. TJ Maxx and Hobby Lobby are also places that I'm going to be limiting exposure to. Some subcategories of this would be to unsubscribe and unfollow. You might be getting emails in your inbox from brands or from people that you might not want to hear from anymore, or that might tempt you to buy things that they are trying to sell to you. So just unsubscribe and unfollow from anything that might tempt you away from things on your needs list. And then a social media fast could also be helpful, so you don't try and keep up with the Joneses, or what the eye doesn't see, the heart doesn't grieve. And a little pro tip along with this could be that you do a breakup with your phone. That I just finished listening to a book called Break Up With Your Phone, and so I will share that below, so if you want to get into that, you can. The next is sticks to your needs list. So create a needs list before you do any type of shopping. Anytime you go out of the house, specifically for me, when I go shopping for groceries, I have a meal plan that I do beforehand, and I write down all of the ingredients that I would need from that. So anything that is not on your immediate needs list, keep on a separate list. So I like to keep a list of things that I might need or kind of want, and then I would say set a certain amount of time that it will stay on that list, and my recommendation would be 2 weeks or more, and then revisit that list after that specified time frame and ask yourself these questions. Were you able to find something else to fill that need in the meantime? Do you still think about that thing? Is it still truly a need, or is it just a want? And then from that, you can decide what you're going to do with the items on that list. So for example, we like to make bread at our house, and we were looking for a bread holder. We needed something to be able to keep it so it didn't go rock solid or anything too quickly. And so we had looked around for one. I didn't find one that I loved. And so what we ended up doing is, after we bought a loaf of bread from the store, we just used that bag to put our homemade loaf in, and that has kept it just fine. Another subcategory under this is to shop secondhand. So once you know specifically what is on your needs list, go to your thrift stores or Facebook Marketplace or Buy Nothing pages and find something that has been pre-used by someone else. This can help to keep your costs low. And also, there's most likely that you will find the thing that you're looking for, and it is just ready for you to take it and put it to good use. The next is make it yourself. So there's things you can learn to make yourself, specifically, for instance, learning to cook from scratch instead of buying pre-canned meals or pre-made meals. Another thing is you can use what crafting skills you already have, or learn new crafty skills that can help you to meet your needs. So for example, last year actually, I learned to darn socks. So anytime our socks have holes in them, I can take care of those, and then we can continue to wear them. The next is fill your extra time with things you like to do. So now that you're not going to be shopping as much and you're not going to be scrolling on social media sites, you are most likely going to have some more time. So what are you going to do with that? My suggestion is to find things that you like to do and then do those. Is there something that you've always wanted to do but you seem to never have time for? Well, now you have time to do that. And for me, I decided to do a list of 22 things I want to do in 2022. So I am looking forward to some of these most specifically. So completing 10 A+ watercolors, riding my bike to work at least 5 times, going on 2 day-long hikes, doing 2 DIYs, going camping at least 2 times, and then growing 5 varieties of edible plants in my windowsill. So you can also make a list of 22 things you want to do in 2022. And I hope these suggestions and tips were helpful, that you can use some. And if you've done some things to help you be successful in your no or low buy year, share those in the comments below.